Warning, this radio show contains strong language, excessive use of alcohol and tobacco products, a whole lot of bullshitting and nudity. We here at WBWalker.com are not responsible for any lewd behavior, recklessness, illegal acts, or unwanted pregnancies directly caused by listening to this radio show. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, friends and neighbors, this week on the Old Soul Video Show, I'd like to salute a brother of mine there, old brother J.W. Lamb in his hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina. Population here, let's see, population 4,090. Appreciate your brother JW for watching the episode. And like always, friends, if you'd like a chance to get in your hometown saluted here on the next episode, just leave me a comment with your name and where you're from, and we'll try to get to you. Here, Roxy.
Salute!
Well, friends, it means the world to me to have a brother of mine down here in Dingus, West Virginia to play us awesome songs here on this old video show. I've been listening to old brother Lance for a good little while now. I featured him here on the podcast probably a few months or so back, I think it was. So if you like what you hear tonight from him, wbwalker.com. Scroll down a little bit, you can find him. You won't have to go too far. Like I said, it's been a few months back. Or through the podcast app, through the Stitcher app, just search w.b.walker, and you can find old brother Lance on there. But brother, I've been waiting on this for a long time, and been excited about getting you down here in Dingus. So you want to play us one?
I'll play you a bunch, man.
Well,
but I appreciate you having me down. I've been, I've been looking forward to it for a long time too. This place is special, and you feel it as soon as you walk in. But I'm honored to be here.
Brother, I appreciate it.
This first song I'm going to play for you is called Verse, Chorus, Verse. It's one I wrote with Dalton Mills, and it's on his album. I'm going to put it on mine. Left my family and left my home so I can sing this shit into a microphone. I sing way too much nowadays, and I think too much, my mind's amazed. Try and grit my teeth till my jaw is like some days it feels like it just can't stop. The road I'm on's full of warning signs like the bridge is out, but I just keep driving. I should just turn back around and get a wife and kids a kiss. Instead of singing to the folks at the bar about all the things I miss. What I thought would make things better has only made it worse. Traded everything I love for the first chorus verse. Folks in Kentucky, down Tennessee, east or west are all same as me. Their faces in the crowd that I just can't see. I have a tuned up guitar, but sing on key. Just wanna sing a few songs, drink a few rounds, but the songs took fire, burn the world to the ground. Now I stay up late 'cause I just can't sleep, praying to the ceiling, bright used to be. I should just turn back around, get a wife and kids again. Instead of singing to the folks at the bar about all the things I missed. What I thought would make things better has only made it worse. Traded everything I love for the first chorus verse. If I don't head home now, things won't ever be the same. I may not have another chance to catch these dreams, damn these dreams. I should just turn back around, get my wife and kids a kiss. Instead of singing to the folks at the bar about all the things I missed. What I thought would make things better has only made it worse. Traded everything I love for the first chorus verse. Traded everything I love for the first chorus verse.
Man, like I was telling you earlier, if I had a nickel for every time I listened to y'all play that song right there, I'd be able to buy a lot of beers. I can tell you that.
That song, man, it was one of those kind of wrote itself. Dalton had the idea.
started a thing out, and I had heard some of his stuff on all the social media stuff. You know, this was a while back, and I reached out to him. And I was like, man, if you ever want to write a song, I'd like to write one with you. And that's the idea he had, and that's what we came up with. Now, this song, the way I played it is a little bit different than what you'll hear on his album. I added my producer with the album that I'm doing now, like he suggested putting a bridge in there, so I threw that bridge in there.
Old Dwayne Lundy.
Dwayne Lundy, man, he's one of the best.
I like old Dwayne. He's a brother of mine. I think the world of him.
I like working with him, man. Right there in Lexington.
Man, that's a good one. Anytime that I'm one person that if somebody turns me on to a musician or anything, I always try to give props to the people that led me there. And just like I've done so many shows with the local honeys, and I always talk about how J.J. Waters turned me on to the local honeys.
Yeah.
And a brother of mine from California, old brother Brian Murrell, he turned me on to Dalton's record, and that's kind of how I found out about you, is through Dalton's record. And I think old John Grace was the one that turned him on to the record. So I appreciate them fellas right there spreading the gospel, because I've listened to so much of your stuff, and I've listened to that Dalton Mills record so much. So if somebody recommends a musician to you, and it's somebody that you respect, chances are if you listen to it, you might find your next favorite song. You never know.
Yeah.
So it means the world to me that there's folks out there that let me know about some good tunes, because I don't find them all on my own. I mean, I appreciate my brother Brian and my brother John.
I appreciate all the people you listed there. There's a bunch of folks that are on we all kind of listen to the same things, and when somebody catches our ear, it's good to get them out there. And I appreciate all the things you've done, man, and having this video show now, it's tremendous, man.
Yeah, what you've seen, you kind of got to see like when Darren come down, I already had everything ready, but you all kind of got to see there's a lot just to get this stuff.
There's a lot to it, man.
Getting it going and everything, and I mean that's just nothing compared to the editing and all that. But man, it's when I would get aggravated, not really aggravated, but when I would just get wore out doing the first episodes and everything, I would just remind myself, you have this opportunity to do this, and that was the thing that just constantly, every time that I would think of that, man, I would just perk up. I'm like, I'm just blessed to be able to do this, and it's because of you all, everybody that contributed through the Kickstarter and everything like that. Like I said, the past few weeks, you've made a dream of mine come true. My brother, that one sounded so good, I want to hear another one. How's that sound to you?
I got one for you right up my sleeve. It's called Echoes. This is one that I got Nick Jamerson on the co-write with me on this one.
Like I told you, I think the world of old brother Nick. He's a good one.
Never knew this house would feel so cold, with the pictures off the wall. Took the TV, rolled the rugs off the floor, took the couches and all. Cried so much that I'm not sad anymore. Write these songs and play guitar. Memories roll around the room and rattle the door. They heard these echoes before. Sound of your laughter as you said I do. Anxious elation when that says turn blue. Cries in your pillow when I come home late. The moment you wish me the best. Echoes are all that you left. Where the table was just empty floor. Ain't so much as a goddamn chair. Can even tell that you lived here before. But I hear you everywhere. Cry so much that I'm not sad anymore. Write these songs and play guitar. Memories roll round the room, right on the door. Ain't heard these echoes before. The sound of your laughter as you said I do. Anxious elation when ancestors turn blue. The cries in your pillow when I come home late. The moments you wish me the best. Echoes. Were all that you left.
Damn good, brother. That's,
Thanks, man.
I was speaking a minute ago about old Kickstarter, and it meant the world to me that everything worked out with yours to be able to put this record out. I mean, everybody that helped out and everything. I mean, just seeing that goal reach, what did that mean to you?
I couldn't believe it happened, man. I really didn't. I had this crazy idea to do an album, and I could see that I was gonna do it one way or the other. I was figuring I was like gonna have to do it stripped down version, record it myself and all this, and just try to get something out. But I started picking up some views on social media on certain songs, and I was like, maybe there's something to this. And I had the idea to do a Kickstarter because I knew that there was gonna be some expense to getting some songs out there. I got 3 singles out there, and I had Dwayne do all 3 of those singles. So I kind of had an idea, being familiar with going to the studio, what it was going to take. So I started crunching some numbers and figuring out how much it was actually going to be if I wanted something quality made. And so I put it out there on social media that I was going to do this Kickstarter. The Kickstarter, even though I had a certain goal, the total cost is above and beyond even that. But I wanted to have something realistic that I could reach, and I knew that other people could, would want to be motivated to contribute to. It wasn't going to put some people out too much. But long story short, I'm glad that I did it. I was really pleased with the way it turned out. I met the goal a week early, and it actually went above and beyond what I ever expected it to do. So thank you to all you people out there, and I'll have the album out. I'm gonna get the masters very soon. I've got one more day in the studio, and just got to figure out a few more things on release date. I don't have a release date yet, but I'll be letting you know, WB, as soon as I know.
I guarantee you I'll be playing her as soon as you release her. That was the thing with me. You talking about that your expenses were more than you realized and stuff. Yeah. And like with me, my initial goal was just to get a camera and some type of microphone to record. And looking back now, if it didn't do what it did, I wouldn't be able to buy like the microphones I have, the interfaces I have, and that just makes a world of difference. Yep. So like I said, I appreciate y'all making that happen for me. But talking about you getting some good views and stuff on social media, if folks do want to follow you, where can they go?
I'm on Instagram. I'm on there a lot. Lance Eric Rogers is my full name. That's my handle on there. Facebook, I got Lance Rogers Music, and my personal page, Lance Rogers. I pretty much stick to that. I'm trying to get into YouTube. I'm trying to put some stuff out on YouTube, and I've got some stuff, my old stuff, when I first started, like picking a guitar up and putting my own words out there. So I thought about taking some of those old videos down because they're kind of embarrassing a little bit. But I was like, it'll also show like some progress over the years.
Well, I'll tell you, one of my favorite things is just being able to see the progression of artists and stuff, just like Kobe Lincoln. Some of his very early songs, like I'm talking about "Mama Put the Biscuits Away"
Right.
and stuff like that. It's songs that he might not play much anymore if he plays them at all. But some of them older songs and stuff, I love it. And I guarantee there's people like that with you that, if you probably took stuff down, they'd probably be upset about it and stuff. And I don't know. I'm a big fan of being able to, when I'm, really get into an artist, I like to be able to watch all I can and stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like a flip book,
yeah,
through somebody's life.
And it's just like you said, you can watch them yourself and you can kind of see the progression and everything. So it's kind of something cool to do.
Yeah.
But to pick your singles up, they're available on iTunes and
yeah, iTunes, Spotify. To listen to. I don't, I think there's a whole list. Like when I went through DistroKid to distribute it, and there's a whole list of like services that I don't even know the names of that it's available on. So you can get on. You can even Google it, and it'll take you right there to where the singles are. So take a listen to them. I can't wait to get the album out so that you can hear it in its entirety. But those 3 singles that are out are going to be on the album too.
Yeah. You talking about not knowing all the places it's at? I had somebody email me a couple weeks ago and told me that my show wasn't uploaded on some like podcast format, and I was like, I didn't even know it was on there. Type deal. Yeah. So I know what you mean there. But brother, you want to place another one here?
Yeah, man. This I got Another Life. This is the latest one that I've written with. I wrote it with Cody Howard out of Eastern Kentucky. Great singer-songwriter. He's got an EP out. Make sure you listen to it. It's called Another Life. Said I hate the way you talk about yourself and the way you sing your songs about someone else. And I hate the way you use those stupid words and overplay the songs that no one's heard. Well, I loved her for a minute, I suppose. The feelings always change as you grow. Falling leaves remember the light. Oh, that was another life. Then she slipped her lipstick back into her purse and jumped off the bridge of some forgotten verse. I heard the outro from the very first word she spoke. Sometimes you hear the punchline, then forget the joke. But I loved her for a minute, I suppose. The feelings always change as you grow old. The falling leaves remember the light. Oh, that was another life. On nights like these I choose to walk alone, and I'll find some place to play my stupid songs, thinking about the B-side from our record pressed in luck. Sometimes the album art is better than the cuts. But I loved her for a minute, I suppose. The feelings always change as you grow old. Falling leaves remember the light. Oh, that was another life. Falling leaves remember the light. Yeah, that was another life.
Man, that's a good one, brother. It's a damn good one.
I'm always like, I told Cody, I said, man, got some downtime. My work slowed down, everything, and said, if you feel like writing one, let me know. He's like, I've been sitting on this one for a little while. He had he had like the first verse and some chorus stuff, and but that was one, man. We finished that, and it's become one of my favorite songs I've ever been a part of at this point.
Yeah, y'all knocked that one out of the park.
I loved it, man.
I know somebody that when I initially played you on the podcast, got real excited about it. Somebody that means the world to me. I know somebody that means a lot to you as well is Sister Ashley Wells.
Yeah.
And she's somebody that she's always been so good to me and so kind to me, and it's been a long time since she's got to come down here, which all this COVID stuff, it's just hard, you know, to really get a bunch of people together and stuff. But if you're watching, Sister Ashley, just know I love you, and hopefully you can get back down Dingus Way here soon. We sure do miss you.
Ashley Wells is one of the best. She and I, we developed a friendship since, you know, social media it's really a good way to meet people, especially with the same music interests and everything. And you know, I'm a huge Jason Isbell fan, and Ashley Wells is probably the top fan that he's got. You know, and so that's how we kind of met through that on Facebook, I believe. But very talented artist as well.
Yeah, she's done a lot for me. She's on the front porch of the Barn and Grill here. She done some wood burning for me, and she done some stuff for my boys, and I think the world over.
Yeah, she did a woodcut for me, and I'm going to turn it into something. Stickers or some kind of poster or something. But I was amazed at it.
Yeah, and she's one of the best. But hey, brother, you want to play us another one here?
Yeah, this one's called Motorbike. This is kind of a metaphor for life. You know, kind of when you get a motorcycle, which I've had a motorcycle for 6-7 years now. Whenever you first buy a motorcycle, you have like friends and family. You know, they're kind of like worried about you.
Mm-hmm.
But and they're super dangerous, man. You got to be very careful with them. But life's not easy. Life's dangerous in and of itself. So I've wrote a song kind of about that. Riding my motorbike way too fast, putting these fences in my path, taking these curves as fast as I want to, shouldn't make no difference to you, 'cause I'm just trying to live, I'm not trying to die, but sometimes I don't ask why. Maybe on the other hand, I should just slow down, plant both my feet back on the ground, take another round. Traveling roads I ain't ever been down before, just to see what you got in store. Podunk towns and highway oddities, sounds like a perfect place for me. 'Cause I'm just trying to live, I'm not trying to die, but sometimes I don't ask why. Maybe on the other hand, I should just slow down, plant both my feet back on the ground, take another round. I'm gonna need to stop and fuel just up ahead, refill my empty soul, stretch my legs a while, revive my empty head. But for That's pretty close to it.
I guarantee that you talking about the meaning behind it, I picked up on it.
Appreciate
That's a
it,
good
man.
one, brother. There's a lot of truth in that one.
That one's going to be on the album.
That's a good one. Brother, I'm going to stretch my legs here for a minute, and we'll take us a little break, and we'll be
Sounds
back with
great.
you just here in a few minutes here. Well, friends, welcome back to the show. It means the world to me that you're tuning in to listen to Brother Lance Rogers here. I've had a damn good time listening to him so far. I hope you enjoyed her as well. Hell, brother, you want to play us another one there?
Yeah, man, this is one I wrote about. It's basically a checklist of everything you need before you go on the road. It's called Troubadour's Checklist.
I might make a list, make sure I got everything I need.
Gotta find a hat. Gotta find a hat. Already have a nice guitar and a great little lamp. I got a blue jean jacket, a dart and a map, a pair of broken boots to wear. Now all I need's a hat. Gotta find a van. Gotta find a van. I need a way to get to gigs and travel across the land. A real good place to keep my gear, hash out all my plans. Pickup truck don't make the cut, I've got to find a van. I second guess it all the time, but I'm standing on the edge. If I don't take this leap of faith, I'll die with the regret. Never giving my songs a chance, floating on out the door. Gonna get my things together, be an old troubadour. Gotta grow a stash, gotta grow a stash. If I don't have a handlebar, they will surely laugh. I'll grow out both my sideburns, leave it in pair to match. My hair down past my collar, but I've got to grow a stash. Gotta find a girl, gotta find a girl. Treats me like a rock star and then wrecks my entire world. She'll help me write the sad songs from a heart as tough as pearl. I can't do this on my own, I've gotta find a girl. Or I could just keep working, putting holes in all my gloves, digging ditches for company till I fall and get covered up. Or I can take my worries, write them all down in a book. Be a rambling troubadour and hope to bite down on the hook. Second guess it all the time, but I'm standing on the edge. If I don't take this leap of faith, I'll die with the regret. Never giving my songs a chance, floating on out the door. Gonna get my things together, be the old troubadour. That was pretty close.
You, I believe you got the hat covered since Sister
Yeah.
Connie called for
Connie,
it.
thank you. Thank you. La Honda. Yeah, that hat, this is my favorite hat of all times now.
Now tell the story about what you traded her, because that was some pretty cool stuff you
Oh, yeah.
traded her.
When my grandpa died, in some of his stuff, and I don't know whether it was his or not. I mean, he collected stuff, and some things may have got thrown in there. But there was two old magazines, like old Western magazines, and Connie had put this hat up for sale, and I contacted her and was like, you know what? I've been looking for a hat just like that one. She said, well, it's a little loose on me. I said, well, I got a big head, so I was going to take the chance. So we worked out a deal. I threw a couple trade offers her way, and she's like, well, I I already got a Western jacket. I showed her the magazines. She loved the magazines, but I knew it wasn't going to be a straight up trade, so I gave her a little cash on the side, and I mean, we worked it out. She sent me this and some stickers and some patches, and now I got a killer hat. I'm gonna wear this one for a long time.
Talking about all the posters and stuff I got in here. Sister Connie has over the years sent me so much stuff. She's really lined the walls helped line the walls of this old barn and grill here.
Yeah, did a good job, man. I love it.
I was gonna ask you, this is the first time you've got to come down here. What do you think of this old place?
This place is like home, man. I feel it. I mean, there's some history being built here, and you can feel it as soon as you walk through the threshold. I mean, James Reed and I pulled up, and we're like, "Where is it at, man? Where's it at?" And like, you see this small building on the side, and you never guess it was this big on the inside. Mm-hmm. It's like an optical illusion or something.
Yeah, like I said, I've had people come here before. Excuse me, I was telling the story about when the satellite guy come, and I said I wanted a satellite box out here, and he looked at me like, "Why?" And then he walked in here, he was like, "Holy shit!" This is pretty cool.
It's wild, man. I love it.
But I have little moments that I'll be walking through, like you talking about getting to document stuff and things like that. I got moments that I'll be walking through here, and I'll just like turn, and I'll get like a picture that Melissa Stilwell took or something like that. Like I will like look at that exact spot, then I'll like think of Coulter, and like it'll take me back to stuff like that, or think of Tyler or somebody like that. And it's a lot of times I'll just stand out here myself, and I'm just amazed with the stuff I've got to do, and it just means the world to me what I get to do going forward.
Yeah, being able to attach those memories to things as you go forward with it, and you'll be collecting more things in the future.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to build onto this place. Yeah. I'm about running out of room. Well, brother, you want to play us another one there?
Yeah, I got a sad one for you. I wrote this one with Jared Duckworth. He's out of Arkansas. He joined the Navy, or he's been in the Navy, but I think he just went back to active duty. This one is a song about onset dementia. It's called Losing Ground. Sunrise, blue eyes, I was a child in your arms. You raised me, made me, it's on my mind. Time can't erase. You were there for me when I couldn't help myself. Now I'm all that you ever wanted me to be. Waves of fear, rivers of doubt, and rage wash away the thoughts of yesterday, yesterday. Sunset, onset, and you, like a child. The lights fade in your eyes as your mind slips away. It may take some time to understand what you're fighting through. Win or lose, I got your back right till the end. I'll braid your hair, I'll hold your hand, even though you don't know who I am. Oh, I'm losing ground. Oh, I'm losing ground.
It may take some time to understand what you're fighting through. When I lose, I got your back right to the end. Raise your hair, I'll hold your hand, even though you don't know who I am. Oh, I'm losing ground. Oh, I'm losing ground. Oh, I'm losing ground.
And y'all wrote it.
It's a sad one, man. It's a sad one.
It's a good one, brother.
Yeah, Jared came up with that one line. I'll braid your hair, I'll hold your hand, even though you don't know who I am. And when literally, the first couple times I tried to sing that line, I couldn't sing it. And it choked me up.
Yeah, everybody's probably had someone in their family that has dealt with Alzheimer's or dementia.
Yeah.
And I watched my great grandmother. She passed away probably almost 15 years ago now. But I watched her, she was fine one second, and she fell and broke her hip, and it just full-blown Alzheimer's,
Yeah.
And she'd have moments you could talk to her, and she would know who you are, but most of the time, she went back to her childhood and stuff, and I was in my early 20s when she passed away, but she had been like that for like 10, 12 years before she passed, and that was so hard, as a kid, just losing somebody. They're still there, but they're gone.
Right.
And it's just, like you said, just losing ground, and that's a good one, brother.
I appreciate you saying that, man. Yeah, it's hard, man. My grandfather on my dad's side, on the Rogers side of the family, towards the end of his life, he was in a nursing home, and you go, and sometimes he would come up with these stories and just tell you, and you didn't know if it was real or not. He told me a story about saving a woman that she was in a horse and buggy, and the thing took off, and he had to get on horse and chase him down. And I was like, that's a badass story. It's I hope that's true, but he was also he was starting to lose his mind a little bit.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed
stuff
it.
like that. You just never know. It could be a true story. It could have been something
Right.
he watched on TV. You never know.
Exactly. But I enjoyed being able to be there.
Yeah.
Because it is a privilege to grow old. Even though sometimes we lose our minds at that point, but it's a privilege to get that age.
Well, brother, you want to play us another one here?
Yeah, man. This one's going to be on the album. This is one of the singles that I've got out. It's called Flying on Mama's Feet. This is kind of a snapshot of growing up in Berea, Kentucky back in the 80s.
Yeah, that was one that when I featured you on the podcast, I got to play on there. That's a good one.
I appreciate you doing that, man.
Mama grabbed my hand, said hold on tight, and took me on a living room flight. I flew around the world on soles of bare feet. Trees high flying by the lights that gleam. And I was a child, my world was small. Neighborhood backyard had it all. Climb my treehouse and felt the breeze. BMX baseball skinned up knees. That was my whole world, small as it could be. 1983, flying on Mama's feet. Daddy 1983, flying on mama's feet. Mama, she can't hold me anymore. I still see her lying on the floor. Early days not knowing what or why. She taught me how to fly. I run out the door when the sun comes up. Daddy takes a sip from his coffee cup. Say, boy's growing up faster than I hope. Days clip by like baseball cards and spokes.
If you're singing about 83, you got probably a couple years on me. I was born in 85, but I mean, I can resonate with that song. I mean,
It's a
growing,
different
I
time
think,
period, wasn't it?
yeah, and I mean, I hate it sometimes for my kids, kind of growing up in the times they're kind of growing up in, because I mean, a lot of the innocence that we experienced when we was young and stuff, you know,
Yeah.
it's kind of like with the internet and everything, it's kind of gone. But I
Just getting outside and playing, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kids that don't even do that anymore.
Yeah, mine, you know, I make them a lot of times get outside, you know, go, which I mean, they're good kids and stuff, and I mean, I don't really have to make them, but you know, I make sure they get out and jump on the trampoline and just have a good time and
Yeah.
stuff. And a lot of kids, man, they don't ever leave their Xbox and stuff, you know.
Yeah, some of the memories, man, that just from being a kid, being outside and playing with the neighborhood friends and stuff, and you got to make sure your kids have the right memories.
Yeah.
You know, they what kind of memories are they if you're sitting looking at a screen the whole time? You know, so I'm aware. I try to be aware of that too. Like, get the kids out. Hey, you been outside today? Like, what are you doing? But watching their screen time for sure.
Yeah, that's something I monitor and stuff. We just got a new internet system, like an Eero system. It's like it's got multiple routers and stuff. Before I had done it, it was very hard to upload things being out here and stuff. A lot of times I have to go in the house to upload podcasts, but with a video show, I can upload a 7 gigabyte file now.
Yeah.
Sitting out here, and I'm probably a good 150 feet away from my router. But that's one cool thing about that system. I have it. You can do different profiles and stuff, and I definitely can I can push one button and shut them down. They don't push one button and the Xbox don't work no more. So it's that's one of the cool things about being a dad is doing stuff like that. You know, just aggravating them
Keeping
sometimes.
them in line.
That's it. Hell, brother, you want to play us another one here?
Yeah, this next one's one you'll recognize too. It's called Outside the Lines.
Oh yeah.
Took a long, slow draw off a Pall Mall in the shadows of a Friday night bleacher. One Converse chuck up against the pole. She was happy with no one could reach her. She kinda dug the way I wore my hair and T-tops on my old Trans Am. I thought about her when I chose what to wear, 'cause she likes ripped jeans and Ray-Bans. Outside, where the wild things run. Outside, we're the children of the sun. Outside, where only we knew where. We got what we wanted, didn't know we needed, didn't care about the lines we choose. Outside. Never let on about her lightning eyes, but she never wanted to go home. The faster we drove down memory lane, tougher than James Dean Harbor Grove. Some nights we'd walk the railroad tracks down to the river Gristmill, and wonder if we were the only ones living for the moment and all for breath. Outside, where the wild things run. Outside, we're the children
funny with me when it comes to music, I can remember exactly where I was at the first time I heard a song. And the first time I heard that one, I was standing here at the bar because you was talking about and it made me think of something. Then it made me think of the same exact thing now is when you was talking about the T-tops on your Trans Am.
Yeah.
Where is it Owensboro where that drag strip is? I'm thinking.
There's a Clay City. There's a strip in Clay City.
It might have.
I think there's one in Owensboro too. Sounds familiar.
I'm thinking for some reason that's the one that I was at, but there was a guy that had like a mid '80s model Camaro or something like that. I'm thinking, and he took off, and not long after he got out of the lights, I guess he didn't have his T-tops locked down good, and that air where he was going so fast, that air hit it and it just sucked it up like a funnel or something, like a tornado. So everybody's screaming, freaking out. And yeah, I remember seeing them just going up in the air, and it come down. There was somebody that had a brand new Tahoe at the time, and it come down right on the hood of that Tahoe.
Wow.
And they ended up canceling the rest of the races that night. But I remember seeing that, and it scared me to death.
Man.
So when you sung about T-tops, that's what it reminded me of the first time I heard it. It's what it reminded me of right now.
Well, I wanted to do a music video for that song and put the word out on Facebook. Like, anybody have an old Trans Am? And found a couple people that had them. One guy in Winchester. So I may be using it's like a 78, I believe. It's a really cool looking one. I'm looking forward to shooting that because I've never actually driven one.
Yeah. I've been in, I had a cousin that had a 85 Camaro. He got killed when he was 16 in that car, but I remember when he bought it, at the time he got it like in 92, and that was still the same body style. They changed, I think, like in 93. But I remember when he got that thing, I just fell in love with it. And it had T-tops and stuff in it. It was such a good-looking car. But, friends, we're going to take a break here for a minute. My allergies are starting to drive me nuts. I'm going to stand up for a minute and try to get...
You know it's these sad songs I'm singing.
Well, I don't want them to know that. I don't want them to know that. But we're going to take us a break here for a couple minutes, and we'll be back with you here shortly. Well, friends, welcome back to the show here. Brother Lance Rogers is going to play us a few more here, then we're going to head in the house and get us a little bite to eat. Fallon's got something or another in the oven, so we'll see what she's got for us. Hell, brother, you want to play us another one here?
Yeah, I'll play a couple more, man. I got this next one is one called Coyotes Cry. It was when I lived out in Waco. We lived like on a big farm that we rented, and the landlord would be out on the tractor almost every morning. It's like late 80s, but I always admired the fact that he had like his work ethic, man. He was waking up doing something on the farm every single day, and then at night you'd hear the coyotes crying. And one morning I woke up and ended up writing this song, but Chuck McIntyre, who is his name, we ended up like hanging out at the barn at the end of the day, and tipping back a couple cold beers, but this song I'm dedicating to him. It's called Coyotes Cry.
I know I got a hero of mine from he passed away this year from Waco, the old Waco from Waco, old Billy Joe Shaver. Yep. So anytime anybody mentions Waco, that's think of a hero of mine. But yeah, I can't wait to hear it here.
Let's make it to him too.
Sounds good to me.
The song's about growing old and making things better. Plowing fields of dust, praying for some rain. A normal man would crush under all the weight, mending holes in fences. Nothing else runs away. It's crying.
There's a full moon tonight. All our work is done. Let's pull out the mason jars. Try to have some fun. Let's go howling at the moon. Float around in the sky. The world feels better when you're howling in the moonshine. Hide in the moonshine. Hide in the moonshine. Hide in the moonshine.
Hey, that's a good one. How long did you live out in Waco?
We lived out there a couple different times. Over, I mean, if you put all the time together, about 7, 8 years, something like that. But I liked it out there. It was beautiful. I mean, there's a lot of cattle farms there. You got some mountains in the background. It's kind of, I lived about 10 miles from Irvin, so it was like the very southern end of Waco, and like close to Berea. It's pretty through there. There for a while. I moved to Irvin when I was 18. I moved out of my parents' house in Berea, and I moved to Irvin in this holler. The only time I ever lived in a holler. This next song I got for you is called "Bored in the Holler." It's about a couple characters that have to get creative to make money.
I'd say we probably got a few of them around here, around my holler.
Now this song will be on the album too. Full band with a banjo in it even.
The rooster to wake me up this morning. Wild dogs out of the collar. Trail of feathers bid me take warning. But I don't blame the brawler. 'Cause in the rocky shadows it gets ghost cold. Makes the devil crack the water. Feed the wolves just what they want. When you get bored, back in the holler. Backwoods brave, Cherokee mine. Do anything for my brother. Everybody knows we run moonshine. Recipe down from our mother. Ground right up when they stop the train. Couldn't make an honest dollar. But you find a way to make it rain. When you get bored in the holler. 'Cause in the rocky shadows it gets ghost cold. Makes the devil crack the water. Feed the wolves just what they want. When you get bored, back in the holler. I got cousins on every state line. I got friends at every corner. My Hollywood baby, she don't mind the life of crime. 'Cause it's so well off and afford her. In the rocky shadows it gets ghost cold. Makes the devil crack the
and you was talking about moonshine and stuff, you know, I remember when I was growing up, that's all you heard about was, you know, folks making moonshine. Now you got all this other shit, you know.
Yeah.
This ain't I'm not exaggerating when I tell you this. This is God's honest truth. When I went to the store the other night, it was, I think Friday night I went to the store, and one of my youngins had lodged something in our damn toilet, and I had to go buy a snake to try to get that thing figured out. But anyway, it was kind of late when it happened, so it was our Walmart with COVID closes like at 11 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
So I was trying to hurry up and rush over there, and I was coming home, and on that mountain we went over to come over here. That's Dingus Mountain, and on top of the mountain there was some dude walking, almost wasn't in my lane, but like walking in the middle of the other lane, and I don't know what he had in his left hand, but in his right hand he had a big ass huge bottle of Drano. I'm like, well, I know what that guy's doing.
Yeah.
But it's like he wasn't even trying to hide it, you know. But
Man,
it's crazy, you know. I'd say
needed a little more chemicals for the factory, I guess.
yeah, I'd say that if folks knew what was going on just a couple of houses down from you, it'd probably blow you away.
It's sad,
you know?
sometimes, man. Doesn't matter where you live, the same things go on, man. Even in a neighborhood, you know, just times we're living in.
It's crazy. It's sad that I just like to know who the hell the person was that decided I'm gonna mix this shit together and see what it does.
Well, it does wonders for your complexion too. It's like, have you seen these people? I mean, it's it starts rotting their bodies from the inside out, man. It's a pandemic in and of itself.
I got someone in my family that was married to somebody that has got on stuff like that, and man, I've seen pictures and like looks like holes in your face and stuff. I'm just like, golly, why would you? I just don't know what point you would get that you decide that you'd want to do something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't judging nobody, but it just is sad that somebody gets to that point where they think that that's the only option they have to get wherever they're wanting to go or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I do not endorse any illegal activities at all with my songs, but you know, like that was kind of that song "Board in the Holler" is kind of a documentary of things that people have had to do. You know what I mean? There's a couple lines in there that I was second guessing even putting in there, but I think they, you know, the kind of the basis of that song was, you know, the old saying, I want to believe, I think it's a Cherokee saying, where we all have two wolves in us, and you know, whichever one you feed's the one that gets bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So that song was like, feed the wolves with whatever they want, pretty much. When you get bored in the holler, it's like you're trying to survive, so you're going to do what you have to do to survive. Hopefully people can obviously people find all kinds of ways to make money, but you know, when times get tough, you know, people, especially in the country, know how to survive.
Yeah.
There's some good songs about that topic throughout history.
Yeah, people are definitely resilient. That's especially folks around here. I was talking to Linda Jean in Montana. We done an interview, local honeys. We done an interview there a few weeks back. That's what we was talking about, how, like, you know, all these coal mines and stuff shutting down, that how folks in this area have always figured out a way to make ends meet. And like I've said before, anybody that does anything they can to provide for the folks they love, you know, I understand it. I understand completely. But hell, brother, before we get out of here, you got a couple more for us?
Yeah, I got. Let's see. Next one is about two pot farmers. I'll keep it on the same. I mean, it leads right into it perfectly.
Same level.
Yeah, this is called Green Empire. I wrote this one with my good buddy Micah Howard and Philip David Harris. Make sure I'm in tune here. Temperature's dropping. This old Martin, not too old, but
yeah. If you're watching this, just like I said on the last episode or a couple episodes back when I was showing y'all my records, you know, to make everything sound good, I have to turn the heat out here. You know, I have to turn the heat off, and it's getting a little chilly. So just know that as you're watching this, that, like I said, it's a labor of love on all three of our parts here.
I wouldn't want it any other way, man.
That's right.
Green Empire. You're a hard woman, and I'm a hard man. You're a she-gator, we're on in the sand. We're both trying to do the best we can. Nothing ever comes easy when you're working the land. When you're growing the good stuff and even trust a friend. Cold wet hearts and callous hands. We built this green empire when love was high. Now it's coming down, but you're driving me wild. Green Empire. Girl, I'm a fire, you are the breeze. But these flames, they burning up trees. Dead cash crop, bring it to your knees. I know every woman in town. They've been saying that you have been getting around. We run this place, can't make no sound. We built this green empire when love was high. Now it's coming down, but you're driving me wild. Green Empire. You go your way, and I'll go mine. You go your way, and I'll go mine. I know you won't leave us all behind. We built this green empire when love was high. Now it's coming down, but you're driving me wild. Green Empire. Green Empire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a couple pot farmers that started a little industry, and it got bigger, and they had struggles with their relationship because of it.
I imagine things like that would probably could happen if you're in that situation.
I think so. Especially you get a lot of cash coming in, you get a lot of things happening.
Yeah, money changes situations most of the time. That's why I'm glad I ain't got much of it. I ain't got
Yeah.
ain't got to worry about much. But hell, brother, I just want you to know how much I appreciate you coming down to Dingus today to play us all some music here. And you know how to get here now, so you're welcome back anytime.
Yeah, I think I know how to get here.
Yeah.
As long as you meet me at the Walmart.
Yeah. Josh Green's been down here probably, I don't know, 7, 8 times. And Darren Happer's been here once. And Josh, when they come down to do that show with Darren, Josh got turned around, and Darren was drunk when he come here.
Oh, man.
And he was like, I think it's down that road. And Josh was like, I don't think it is. So they went through the tunnel 3 or 4 times, and Darren was right. He finally listened to Darren, and that he got to my house after that. That's pretty bad that Darren was more familiar with how to get here than Josh. Well, brother, I've had a damn good time. You playing songs for me this evening. That's one thing I am blessed to say. There's many folks don't get to see any live music at all. And at least for the next probably couple months, I got quite a few shows lined up, so I get to kind of experience these little personal mini shows that I could share with each and every one of y'all. So I really appreciate it.
It's been great being here, man. I got this this last song, man. It's one that I really feel strongly about, man, and can't wait to have you hear it.
Brother, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
It's called These Words, and the basis of the song is you get these churches throughout, out in the country, and sometimes you get these statements across the sign. You get these catchy statements, and like they stick with you. And this song I wrote about a guy that it was his job to change the signs out, that he ended up quitting his job one day. It's called These Words.
It's my job to change the sign out front of the church. Why can't it just stay the same? Preacher man lets me figure out the words, so he don't feel the blame. Something catchy, not so funny, makes you laugh. Guilty reflection in the light. Self-assurance to the righteous I decree. But how can I judge wrong and right? Heaven only knows why I'm even here. As clever as I seem, these words just ain't me. Took the letters stacked up in a cardboard box, and I put them in my truck. Drove to the river asking good Lord for a sign, and I threw them in the lock. Heaven only knows why I'm even here. As
good one, brother. I'll tell you that.
Thanks, man.
I was thinking here a while back, because I've seen it like on 4 or 5 different churches probably over the years. The one that says, "Stop, drop, and roll, don't work in hell." Have you ever seen that one?
That's it.
And I've seen so many churches use it. I just wonder, the first guy that come up with it, I can just imagine him standing back, looking at his work, thinking, I have created the perfect
Right.
church sign message, because I've seen it on so many different churches over the years.
Yeah, there's a bunch, man. There's a lot of clever ones out there. That song has a lot of meaning to me personally. We didn't have a sign like that where I went to church, but
I can already say where I go to church, there's a sign out front. I go to Dingus Grace Baptist Church, and there's a sign out front. It says what time the services are, and underneath it says, "We preach Christ."
yeah,
And I think really that's about all you need. A lot of these churches, I understand they might be trying to get people in there, or whatever, or just trying to be quirky, but
it's like that first line, man, in the song was like, why can't it just stay the same?
yeah, and that's
The message is there. I mean, it's clear as day. It doesn't really have to be. You don't have to be like. Sometimes I get these feelings like there's a little bit of self-righteousness in some of these statements that people put out there. Some of them are funny, some of them are clever, but then some of them are just like, man, that doesn't feel right.
no. That's the thing. I mean, I ain't trying. Some of y'all might go to churches where they put some signs up or whatever, but I just, like you said, I mean, some of them, you'll get a chuckle out of them, but I just always kind of thought, that's not really kind of what the message is,
Yeah.
type deal, and I agree with you 100%.
But, WB, thanks for having me out, man.
Brother.
And I'll never forget this. And now, even my great grandkids will be able to watch this. So
Yeah.
I appreciate what you're doing, man.
Yeah, that's one thing just like Glenn, before he left, he wanted to play y'all's song, and it meant the world to me to be able to push a button and film it,
Yeah.
and that felt pretty cool, to be able to just even things I like documenting everything that I can possibly document, because there'll be one day that all of us won't be here, and all we leave behind is memories, and in some cases you might leave some video or audio or whatever.
Yeah.
But Connie told me one time when Coder had me on his record, and she said, "You know what?" She said, "Have you thought about this, WB?" I said, "What's that?" She said, "When all the shit goes down and all the grids and everything," she said, "you're on something physical." She said that as long as somebody can spin a record, she's like, people will get to hear you. And I was like, well, I never thought about that, but it's pretty cool,
That's true, man.
Well, brother, I appreciate you coming down, and it means the world to me that you and Brother James got to come down today. I'm not anybody that, and I'm sure you all probably picked up on this on a little bit of time you've been around me. I ain't a real prideful person or nothing like that. I try to be humble, and I try to be down to earth. But one thing that does usually mean a lot to me is when I put so much work into this, my little 12 by 30 little slice of heaven on earth for me, and it means the world to me when I can invite people in, and just like inviting you all in through this video show and letting y'all see stuff, it means a lot to me. So I appreciate you boys taking the time to come down here, because I know it's out of the way, but in all honesty, I think that where it is out of the way and it ain't something that everybody can come to, that's one thing that kind of does make it special.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of, because life down here where I'm at, it is kind of slowed down to a certain degree and stuff, and it means a lot to me to be able to do what I do. I have people come in here and check her out.
Clock's go the same.
Time sure does fly by when you're having fun.
In other words, you mean we've been here about as long as we're welcome?
I reckon it's about time to get our satchels and go, Hank.
That's right.
Well, hell, friends, as long as old 12 Pole Creek don't rise too high on me here, I'll be back with you this upcoming Wednesday for a brand new episode of the Old Soul Video Show. If you like what you've seen this evening and you ain't already done it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn the little bell notifications on so you know exactly when I upload it, like I said, every Wednesday. If you like the video, give her a like. I love hearing what you think about it, so leave me a comment. If you comment me your name and where you're from, hell, you never know, we might be saluting you next week. But hell, friends, if you ain't familiar with the Old Soul Radio Show, you can listen to my podcast every Friday. You can listen directly over at wbwalker.com. You can listen on your Apple device on the podcast app, or you can listen on your Android device over there on the old Stitcher app. But hell, wbwalker.com/store is where you can go to check out my wares. Patreon.com/Old Soul Radio Show is where you can make a monthly pledge and help out here with the podcast and the video show. Now, with every pledge, you unlock a post that has a link to this old camera up here in the Barn and Grill. Now, it streams 24/7. If you want to be a fly on the wall and check her out, there you go. If you want to see what I'm listening to, come on in and join me. Yeah, friends, you can find me on the Facebooks at facebook.com/Old Soul Radio Show. I'm on the Instagrams at Old Soul Radio Show. I'm on the Twitter at Old Soul Radio. Friends, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy schedule here once again to join me here in West Virginia for another mighty fine broadcast of the Old Soul Video Show. Y'all be good to one another, love one another, take care of one another. And like I said, the good Lord's willing, I'll be back with you next Wednesday for a brand new episode here of the Old Soul Video Show. Oh.